Hello and welcome back to my channel Learn SST. I hope everybody is fine. So let's get started with a new lesson, the UAE from the 1990s to 2010. Let us see the main topics which we will be covering. History in the UAE, War in the Gulf, the UAE at 25 years and at 50 years, the UAE and the climate change, 2004, the death of Sheikh Zayed and new leaders. Now let us see the first section, that is the history in the UAE. By 1990, the UAE had existed as a nation for 20 years. Sheikh Zayed remained as the country's leader. Some of those who helped him to form the federation, though, was beginning to pass away. New leaders came into power. Sheikh Sultan bin Muhammad Al Qasimi in Sharjah in 1972. Sheikh Hamad bin Muhammad Al Sharqi of Fujairah in 1974. Sheikh Saud bin Rashid Al Mualla of Al Quwain in 1981 and Sheikh Humaid bin Rashid Al Nuaimi III of Ajman in 1981. In 1990, Sheikh Zayed's close ally, Sheikh Rashid of Dubai, died as the first vice president and prime minister. He was succeeded by his son, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Sheikh Zayed combined his deep interest in the country's environment with a passion for its history. He recognized that the two were very closely linked. He also believed that it was essential for the people to learn about their past. He once said that history is a continuous chain of events and the present is only an extension of the past. He who does not know his past cannot make the best of his present and future, for it is from the past that we learn. And this new generation should have a proper appreciation of the role played by their forefathers. It was natural that he showed great interest in archaeology. When the first archaeologists arrived from Denmark in 1959 to work on Nar, he visited them. He also invited them to Al Ain at the burial mounds of Jabal Hafid, and later he also personally took them to the great tomb at Hilli. In 1992, he established and funded the Abu Dhabi Islands Archaeological Surveys, and these ARIES they studied the coast and islands of Abu Dhabi for 14 years, and the early monastery on Sir Bani Yas. He laid great emphasis on religious tolerance. Sheikh Zayed believed that today's Emiratis need to know how their ancestors lived and what resources they used. He believed that with this knowledge, he would understand more about their moral lives and how lucky they were. He also believed that if people understood the need to protect the environment, a greater balance could be between the nature and man. And this could be achieved not only for today but for the generations to come. War in the Gulf. The long war between Iraq and Iran came to an end in 1988. But in August 1990, Iraq invaded and occupied its neighbor Kuwait. Its leader Saddam Hussein also made threats against the UAE. Thousands of Kuwaitis were welcomed as refugees to the UAE. Sheikh Zayed immediately recognized the need for a firm response through the GCC. The UAE was committed to support its fellow member, that is Kuwait. The UAE joined an international coalition led by the US. In February 1991, UAE planes and ground forces took part in the campaign to liberate Kuwait. The conflict itself did not reach the territory of UAE, but it took a drastic effect. Thousands of young men volunteered for the armed forces. During the 1990s, a major program to expand and develop the UAE armed forces was initiated. New equipments were purchased, number of recruits were increased, and the level of training was improved. Much of the program was directed by Abu Dhabi's Crown Prince Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed, who was the Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces. It was implemented by another son of President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, who became the Chief of Staff in 1993. The peacekeeping and the international aid. In 1993, the UAE was a part of UN's peacekeeping force in Somalia. In 1999, the troops were sent to join the international peacekeeping force in Kosovo, and in 2007, UAE forces were also sent to Afghanistan. In all these operations, the focus was on helping people suffering from the conflict. Sheikh Zayed had always stressed that the UAE had the duty to help those in need. And with that particular good intention, in 1971, the country's first overseas aid agency, the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development, was founded. The mission was to give grants or loans to the developing countries in order to combat poverty. Some of the good work which was done by them were like drilling wells or building houses, then also the major infrastructure schemes like dams and road networks and so on. So it has benefited nearly 60 countries. Another important development, which was the establishment of a UAE Red Crescent. The UAE at 25 and 50 years. To the focus on education, the people of Emirates, both men and women, were now equipped to play their full role in the society. The country no longer lacked the benefits of modern development. Instead, it has become a mature and confident state. Since 1971, almost unbelievable hospitals and healthcare, schools, universities, roads, ports and airports were all now of international standards. An economy that had been dependent on oil now has been thriving on industrial sector. The life expectancy has also increased. The UAE and the climate change, the man-made threats to the environment, especially the global warming, has caused a great concern. Scientists believe that this will lead to a change in the world's climate. Temperatures are increasing, many areas have become unsuitable for human settlement. Over 80% of UAE's population lives in towns and cities. A rising sea level would cause enormous damage. UAE alone cannot tackle this problem. In 1990s, Sheikh Zayed gave orders that the burning gas in Abu Dhabi's oil fields was to be stopped. Over the next few years, the practice was nearly eliminated. Masdar, the Abu Dhabi Future Energy Company, formed in 2006, is a leader in research on this subject. The country's population had grown to 3 million, nearly 70% larger than it had been a decade before. In 2018, it was nearly 10 million. One result of the rapid growth was increasing pressure on the natural environment. New roads and towns were built, and investment in agriculture and in industry used more and more water. Only a little rain falls in the UAE every year, and as a result, there was an enormous pressure on water supplies. The number of fishing boats was increasing, so was the number of fish being caught. Sheikh Zayed and the environment. One day, I set on a hunting expedition in open country. My game was a large herd of gazelles spread over a wide area. I followed them and began shooting. 3 hours later, I stopped to count my bag, and I found 14 gazelles which I had shot. I realized that hunting with a gun was no more than an outright attack on animals and a cause of their rapid extinction. I changed my mind and decided to restrict myself to falconry only. So these are the beautiful words and the thoughts penned down by none other but Sheikh Zayed. Sheikh Zayed understood the connection between the environment and the people. We cherish our environment because it is an integral part of our country, our history, and our heritage. On the land and in the sea, our forefathers lived and survived in this environment. They were able to do so only because they recognized the need to conserve it, to take it from it only when they needed it to live, and to preserve it for the coming generations. In 1996, the Environmental Research and Wildlife Development Agency was established, which was later renamed the Environment Agency Abu Dhabi. Its task was to carry out surveys to learn more about the landscape and wildlife. Over the years, new laws were introduced to protect wildlife. 2004, the death of Sheikh Zayed and new leaders. On 2nd November 2004, Sheikh Zayed died. He had served as president for 33 years and for 38 years as a ruler of Abu Dhabi. The task of building upon his legacy passed to the new generation of leaders. The death of Sheikh Zayed was marked with an outpouring of grief by UAE citizens and expatriate residents. He was known as Baba Zayed. He had earned this nickname, the father of the nation. Crown Prince Sheikh Khalifa succeeded his father as ruler of Abu Dhabi. Into the future, achievements like the Law of Abu Dhabi and the Expo 2020 cemented its role as a place where people can learn not only about Emirati culture but also about their own histories and connections that link people together from around the globe. The role of Sheikh Zayed, the founding father of the UAE and its first president, was particularly important. He developed an understanding of the history of the people and the land and encouraged others to do the same. History stretches back 1,25,000 years. That sense of togetherness is seen particularly in the prehistoric burials that have been found throughout the country. Over 6,000 years ago, nomadic pastoralists buried their dead in a single cemetery at Jabal Buhais. Days of years later, the people of Nar Island and Al Ain Oasis built enormous above-ground tombs in which all the community members were buried, irrespective of being rich or poor. Later still, when the Portuguese attempted to control parts of the country, the people rose in rebellion and re-established their control. With the knowledge of seafaring, Emiratis became the masters of maritime trade. With the discovery of oil in 1950s, the UAE was placed at the center of a global trade system that fueled the modern economy. Trade not only brought goods and wealth, it brought new ideas and cultures to our shores. The society became cosmopolitan and engaged with the world. In the 7th century AD, Islam was introduced into the UAE from the heart of Arabia. The message of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was quickly adopted throughout the region and established a way of life that ensured prosperity and peace. It continues to be the basis of society, but in the long-held traditions of openness, other religions are practiced in our country today. Society, innovation, trade, and faith have thus evolved over thousands of years. Now, in a world which is troubled with so full of promise, the values continue to provide the basis for continued success as a nation and a people.